Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back here at Clearwater Toyota, and guess what? I have that mid-size pickup truck that just tops the sales chart year in and year out. Is this truck right here. This is it. This is a 2025 Toyota Tacoma. This particular one is a value grade level Tacoma. It's an SR5. But before we get into the taco of pickup trucks, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Tacoma, it's crazy to think that this truck that came about in the mid-90s is still going strong, and plus has so many different grades, so many different ways to option it. That's one of the things that I really appreciate about the Tacoma, because there isn't one truck for every type of person. And with the Tacoma, you could really pick the one that's perfect for your particular lifestyle and also wallet size. Now with the SR5, it's right above, it's second from the bottom of the entryway into the Tacoma. Entry trim is always the SR. SR5 turns it up a notch. So what I want to find out is, does this bring the best mid-size truck value? If you're looking for a brand new truck, let's go ahead, let's dive into this SR5 and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, I love this color. One of my favorite Toyota colors. It's called Underground, and it really fits the SR5 Tacoma very well. It actually makes it feel more upscale because of the specialness in the color. It's not just a gray, it's not just a black. It really looks unique. Now, the front of the business, you'll see the direction that Toyota has gone with their headlight housing. You are getting LED headlights, but you're getting the old-fashioned light bulbs for your turn signals. Let me know if that's a zonk. Like I said, SR5 is a more value price trim. My zonk is the large fake vent here. I don't know why they couldn't have made this functional like on the bigger brother, the Tundra. And then I like on this SR5 how the fenders are painted, especially because we have underground and we have those functional air curtains on the corner there. Now, as we come across the front, when you go SR5, you're not getting a lot of gloss black trim. And I actually prefer that over the gloss black. So you're getting a flat black grille with that silver Toyota badge. Everything is functional up top. Working our way down low, you're gonna get more functionality in the middle. Of course, because of the intercooler, we have that turbocharged intercooled engine, and we have our LED fog lamps mounted down below, but everything is flat black, and I like it. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Remember, we're trying to keep an apples to apples comparison. Don't compare this to the TRD Pro, because it's not. Let's continue. As we rise up, they do a great job with their hood. Nice indentations, give you those rises on both sides, gives you good visual reference points. And then as we come around the bend, this particular one has an optional accessory wheel, and I think this was money well spent. TRD wheel, looking great, that V-spoke design all the way around, flat black. Works well, I think, with the Underground. It's an 18-inch wheel. Tires are 265 on the width, 65 series sidewall, and because this truck is the way that it's optioned is not a off-roading style truck, that's where you get the more street-worthy tire. It's the Wrangler Territory highway tire. Now, as Lori kind of zooms in, she's going to show all that great suspension. Remember, when they redesigned the Tacoma, you got the new upgraded steel box frame chassis, plus all the suspension components, the control arms, the springs, the uprights. This Tacoma, you'll see when we go for the drive, rides so much better than the previous generation. It rides still like a truck, but a little bit more refined. Now, as we come down the side, color matched on the mirror caps. I like to see that. And then from the side of the vehicle, I really feel like midsize have grown so much that this really is the right size truck for so many people. Easy to park in your garage, easy to park at the airport where parking is horrendous, especially here in Tampa. But you do have flat black around the window frame openings. The only gloss black you're gonna find is on the door handle. So a little bit of gloss black, but you do have the body color. And then you have that bright, shiny chrome finish on the Tacoma badge. It would have been nice if the Tacoma badge was just flat black. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Now, as we come towards the rear, you have your SR5 badge in that shiny chrome finish, and then we're gonna have that composite rear bed. Now, what's interesting is that the composite rear bed actually came about on the Tacoma first. It was the previous generation. Now the Tundra and the Tacoma both have the composite bed. It won't dent, it won't rust. It'll stay nice and fresh forever, like a Twinkie. Twinkies stay fresh forever. Even if there was nuclear fallout, you get your Twinkie, you're good to go. You'll notice out back how we have that steel box frame, like I said, that is that new TNGA-F platform. And then working around towards the back, just clean, straightforward, all we need. LED taillights, that nice vertical style. You got the Tacoma name stamped in the back. And then as we work our way down, you do have your full tow hookup. We got our exhaust finisher on the side there, on the driver's side. And you could actually, Lori's gonna show you the spare tire because it's mounted so high in that rear portion of the truck. Gets it nice and high out of the way. And then not soft release, so just be careful when you're dropping the bed. Don't just drop it because it's gonna drop. You have that full bed liner already put in there because of it being a composite bed. We have bed lighting and then a few tie down locations. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about the power of this SR5 Tacoma. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. I'm not gonna zonk it on the SR5 trim. This isn't like a limited or a platinum trim. Underneath the hood is that 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Toyota has given up on putting any type of engine covers, I think, on their engines anymore, because this is what you get. You open it up and it looks like arachnophobia with all the tubes and the wires and the hoses and everything else. But what do we got? It's a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4, 278 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. It is bolted to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 6.9 seconds. Top speed is governed to 106 miles per hour. MPGs, you're looking at 20 in the city, 24 on the highway, and the truck weighs 4,246 pounds. Now, the great news is that that 8-speed automatic was really meant to be with this 4-cylinder turbo. It works really, really well, and you'll see that when we go on the drive. The other bit of news is that the towing is 6,000 pounds, and you do have a payload capacity of around 1,700 pounds. So quite stout. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this 4-cylinder turbo and see this Tacoma roll. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 SR5 grade of the Toyota Tacoma. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need a new truck. I actually drove my truck off a cliff on purpose. I didn't like it anymore. But I'm digging this new Tacoma. I hear it's the #1 truck in Hawaii. More people have Tacomas in Hawaii than any other state. I've never been to Hawaii. Maybe next time I drive off a cliff, I'll make sure it's in Hawaii. But how much is this truck? Very good question. And I understand your frustrations with your older truck. There's some things that I want to drive off of a cliff. There's even some people I want to throw off of a cliff. MSRP for this particular one is $41,000. Not a ton of cash, but not chump change either. But let's see what the SR5 brings for the moolah to the door panels. It is a lot of hard black plastic, but remember, let's keep our mind open because this is an SR5 trim. It's one grade from the base. Soft touch material on the armrest, no gloss black. You do have a nice holder there. If you're gonna go to Hawaii, you could put easily 4 cans of Spam. And then down below is where you could put 2 small coconuts. So stop playing with your nuts and put your coconuts in that door pocket. Going from the door panel to the dash, of course we have to have our Baker's Dozen Twinkie tray, and get the Hawaiian ones. They're filled with creamy pineapple. Tacoma badge looks good, a little bit of silver, never hurt anybody. and then slide on in. What do you got? This is your standard 8-inch infotainment system. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so small. Guess what? That's what your girlfriend used to say to you. But anyways, it's still 8 inches and there's plenty of room here. I don't know why we all need big screens. If you go higher trim, you could get a 14-inch. Easy access. It all has the same multimedia software. Throw it into reverse, backup camera. It's good. It's good. Nice clear resolution. So next time you're gonna drive something off a cliff, you could do it in reverse and have a nice view of it. Real volume knob. Let's put on, enable the audio. You know how we're rolling here. Let me get the volume down so I don't get copyright zonk. You do have your start stop button nicely located. Your standard temperature controls, that's fine. Turn that wheel for temp. Blower fan on your AC, the toggle switches, an oh crap handle for your passenger if you're gonna drive them off the cliff. And then you do have 2 USB-Cs, a 12 volt, and a place where you could put, I would say 4 paydays. Make them king size. You deserve some extra nuts. And then you have that 12 volt down there. Put this back, that's your shifter for your 8-speed automatic. You have your tow haul, no other drive modes, which I'm fine with that. You don't need all these different modes. 2 cup holders, Rubbermaid on the armrest. Open it up, you got enough room in there. I would say for 2 bags of dried pineapple. I love dried fruit. My favorite is dried mango, but if we're gonna be in Hawaii, we gotta go dry pineapple. Maybe some dry banana slices, some pineapple, maybe a little coconut. And then the seats. They are light gray, but the material is very, very durable. I've been actually rubbing my hand on it for an hour and it didn't make any hole in the seat, so that's pretty good. Manual controls for the passenger, manual controls for the driver. I think the only thing you gotta watch out is if you or your passengers eat a lot of pineapple, what can sometimes happen is it makes you have to go number 2. And it might make you go number 2 on the light gray. And that's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun at all. So use the pineapple sparingly and use the Spam sparingly so that you don't have that happen to you. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I wanna show you behind the wheel in this Tacoma. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. What's interesting is that you do have the manual seats, but there's a nice little electric lumbar here, which is worth its weight in gold. It's nice that Toyota was like, listen, people need to save their lower back. Make sure you protect your lower back, because once it's gone, and you ain't gonna be walking anymore. And remember, if you're lifting up something that's heavy off the ground, bend with your knees, not with your back. And don't overlift or you're gonna get a hernia or something. That's not fun. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here, so that's fun. Steering wheel. It is the Rubbermaid, but they did a good job almost making it feel like leather, especially the way that they did the perforated design on the side and then the smooth on the top and the bottom. Flat black on the switchgear. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you do have a small 8-inch digital gauge display, digital bars for your fuel gauge and your coolant, and then you can scroll through a small cornucopia of information in the center, which is nice. Ooh, I like Kenny Loggins. Danger Zone. Yes, Top Gun. The real Top Gun. Don't give me this Top Gun Maverick is better than Top Gun. Hell no. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see if it's any better from the previous generation Tacoma in this one. All right guys, backseat time. I don't know what to say. You know, there's not many mid-sized trucks where the back seat is really that great, and the Tacoma falls into that category. I guess if you want a really nice back seat, get yourself a Honda Ridgeline, but then most people wouldn't call that a truck. So that's the coinky-dink, the dilemma in all of this. You do have a large pocket here. This is where you're gonna be able to put, I would say, 3 1-pound bags of Twizzlers. You got your 2 cup holders, easy access. And then, just like up front, we have the cloth seats, no center armrest, but the great news is that you can lift up the seat and there's storage underneath. So that's where you can put all that extra Spam. Plus, be careful where you stick your Twinkie. You got a 12 volt right there. So just don't stick your Twinkie in it, kids. It's not fun. But why don't we go ahead? It's that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. I'm gonna get behind the wheel and let's go for a spin in this Tacoma. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel of this 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 in that underground color. And right away, you're gonna be just blown out of your mind by how much better this Tacoma rides compared to the previous generation. I know a lot of people are still butthurt about no V6, but to be honest, the 8-speed automatic and the 2.4 liter turbocharged engine go together like peanut butter and freaking jelly. Very, very smooth shifting, and it seems that the gearing is perfect for the 4-cylinder turbo. Of course, we have all that Toyota safety sensing technology. And even though we have the 8-inch infotainment system, well, it's well within reach and it's plenty of visual real estate. Seats are comfy, even though they're cloth and they're manual adjustments, still very comfortable. Lots of storage space and great visibility. But I think, like I said, you're going to be most impressed with just how this Tacoma rides and drives. It's pretty impressive compared to the previous generation. And what I like about the size of this truck, it's very, very maneuverable. You know, a full-size truck gets a little cumbersome. This being a mid-size truck, very maneuverable. And even though, like I said, this is an SR5 trim, it's nicely equipped and everything feels nice and tight in here. It's not creaking, it's not rattling. Yes, it's just 2-wheel drive, but for those who don't need 4x4, this is perfect. And if you don't need it, why spend your money on it, right? Well, let's go on throttle. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Smooth shifts from the 8-speed automatic. I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, Joe, won't the reliability of the 4-cylinder turbo be really terrible? Well, I mean, I really feel if you follow your maintenance and take care of her, for the most part, it should be very reliable. But I just love the way there's just enough information on the dash, and that's all you need. It's like, I feel like we've been led down this road where we gotta have, you know, 15-inch screens and all these different pieces of technology. This is just very straightforward, easy to drive, and easy to use. Handling is great, and I mean, you're not getting a bunch of body roll, which is nice, and good steering feel. They really have done some good work to their steering racks in the different Toyota vehicles, and this Tacoma is no different. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Clearwater Toyota and wrap this one up. I hope it's been a good, quick overall review, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Clearwater Toyota. Definitely got to thank Chris and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2025 underground color. Love the color, one of my faves. SR5 trim of the Tacoma. Let me know what you think. For value, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, cent for cent, and hopefully you have some common sense. Is this the best value in the midsize truck segment? Let me know your thoughts. Share some of that common sense with me in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Reds family. Got to give it up to Latte Lori. She has plenty of common sense. One of the many reasons why I married her. So thank you, Latte Lori, for being so awesome. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.